to CLOUDEXPATTAX. So do you really want to apply for ITIN for your foreign spouse? In order to file a joint return in the US, your spouse needs to have an ITIN or a social security number. The problem is that you're a US tax person, you're a US resident, citizen, and your spouse isn't, and you want to file a joint tax return. So you need to apply for ITIN for your spouse. Now the issue with this is that along with your spouse's ITIN application, your tax return also is processed by the IRS, and until an ITIN is issued for your spouse, assuming she is eligible for an ITIN, your US tax return is not going to be processed. So if your spouse is living abroad, she's a non-resident, and she doesn't have any income, then it kind of makes sense to file a joint return and get the benefit of additional standard deduction on your US tax return. But if your spouse is someone who is living abroad, she's paying taxes, and she has a significant income, then it may not make the best sense to file a joint return, because her income is also going to be taxed on the US tax return. So it's kind of complicated case, and you got to analyze that before you decide to file jointly. Along with filing jointly, there is an election of 60-30. An election basically means that your spouse will be treated as a US resident right from Jan 1st. So that election also needs to be taken along with your ITIN application and your US tax return. So once you take this election for your spouse needs to be filed every year, and she will be treated as a US tax person even though she is living abroad. So it's very important to kind of make this analysis before deciding, jumping on the gun and trying to get an ITIN for your spouse. Getting an ITIN for a spouse is not that difficult, but the thing is that you're going to make him or her a US tax person and basically taxing her worldwide income. The United States taxes its residents and citizens on worldwide income, and along with that, if your spouse has any foreign assets, that needs to be reported separately as well. So you need to factor in these things before it makes sense to apply for ITIN for your spouse. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.